Hey again, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I've got a couple of things to talk about today. The first I'm going to start off with is that I have demonetized my own channel on YouTube after patiently waiting for about 6 months for them to monetize the channel. The reason why I'm doing this is YouTube plays games with algorithms and payouts as they're supposed to. They are very much a part of the issues and problems of societal narcissism that we're having today. I don't want to overuse the term societal narcissism too much because this is, or the basis of the channel started with the idea of a discussion of narcissism, cluster B personality disorders, and I do believe it's overused for folks to make content, but we can use it on the spectrum that we've discussed before, from narcissism to psychopathy. YouTube, the folks that are running this place, are very much part of that problem, as I just stated, and apparently they don't think that freedom of speech is important. I understand that YouTube and some of these giant companies like Google are private, I'm giving you air quotes at this point, so-called private entities, and therefore they should be running their business as they see fit. However, when entities get so big that they become a monopoly, then they are no longer subject to that kind of privacy, nor are they subject to that kind of handling that another private issue or private organization might get to enjoy. At this point, they are silencing people that have differing opinions to them, and I understand that around December 10th, they are going to be deleting channels. So I went ahead and just demonetized mine anyway, seeing that they have messed with the algorithms anyhow, and even as I comment on others' channels, I find that my comments disappear. And again, this is by no accident, and this is just the kinds of things that are perpetuating in the microcosm or in your personal lives from the macrocosm. I don't mean to get too wordy with those terms, but that really is what it is. Microcosm, macrocosm. The effects of the big guys always affect the behavior of individuals. So we have a real problem here with a lot of people running around, silencing others, and they're going to cause a bigger conflict than if they would just let folks speak their minds. So yes, I have demonetized the channel myself. I'm not even certain if this channel would stay up if I actually addressed all the things that I want to address regarding the handful of psychopaths that run I don't want to say they run the world, that are currently influencing it's scary, folks. It really is. They are currently influencing everything on earth. So anyhow, with that being said, another issue that I have with societal narcissism are the religious types that come on to the channel. And I want to state to you very clearly, let me put it to you like this. I have heard it once said, and I would love to take credit for this, but it's not mine. A fella said, Jesus and Elvis. He says, I really like and admire both of those guys. It's their fans that I have a problem with. And that's the same here. The phonies and the fakes that come on and start to preach Jesus, you can leave the channel right now. Okay? Because the direction that this is going, if it even continues to stay up, on the platform known as YouTube, those comments just simply aren't welcome because you don't even know your own religion well enough to be spouting the nonsense that you spout. With that being clear. There was once a very close person to me, and not personality disordered, but maybe some behavioral issues, and it's very unfortunate, who put something in a really funny way once, but it's going to be telling, and I'll have a reason why I'm telling you this. In the gift shops, you see things with, Chinese writing on it, and I would hazard a guess that probably most Westerners have no idea what it even says, but there will always have these Chinese characters and then the English version underneath it to explain what this character says or means. And she had a coffee cup that said, of course, I had the Chinese characters at the top, and underneath it said, double happiness. And, I thought about that for a while. Double happiness. What is double happiness? Now, here are some mental gymnastics for you. You ready? Double happiness is when you're happy and when someone you don't like is unhappy. Double happiness. And I thought that's a very creative way to put that. I don't think that's what that means, but it let me into an idea of how this person's mind worked. It was something that never occurred to me. And how can we fit that into the narcissism game, right? The narcissist, double happiness, is when the narcissist is happy and you're unhappy. That's how they gain and derive their pleasure, is on your unhappiness. I thought, and I want to be very clear, I do not think that this person was a narcissist, not one bit. There's not much left but a few memories of this person, and I wouldn't want to, even without saying names, I wouldn't want to say that this person had even a minor amount of narcissism to them. Maybe no more than the rest of us, right? So these phonies and fakes that pretend that they pretend that there's something that they're not. They reel you in. They wear that mask. You become enthralled with that mask, whether it's in a friend relationship or even a lot of business is done this way today too, by the way, business relationship, or whether it's a romantic relationship. And then there's the final reveal once they have used you up and you start to catch on to their game. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, with complete and clear experience, that when you start to understand what a narcissist is and what a narcissist does, they will absolutely come unglued. That's when it happens. They're not going to let you go as long as you are good supply for them. You see, everything is for them. And this isn't something that we don't know. We've heard this on all the channels. We've heard this in all the books. Everyone talks about the narcissist and how they are out for themselves. But they're not just out for themselves like a selfish brat. They really are out for themselves and to hurt you at the same time. That's just how they work. I try to think of why someone would behave like that, and maybe it's left over from, the lizard brain or something, I don't know. Something is amiss. There's something that's not complete in the narcissist mind, and if they even have a soul, something that's not complete. And they act on that. All they know how to do is and their only talent, as I've mentioned before, is to act, is to put on a show. That's the only thing that they know. They are not creative. They're not creative beings whatsoever. Nothing comes from them that is original, not one thing. Some of them can appear like they're completely original, but I assure you they're not. The narcissist isn't always out for blood. as long as they're getting what they want. When things start to go awry for the narcissist, i.e. meaning you start to figure them out, you are getting ready for a very destructive discard. And it's going to be something that you really need to prepare yourself for. This is why you want to go gray rock before you go no contact. You want to get your affairs in order first. I did not do this. I did not understand what I was dealing with at the time, and it was an extremely difficult situation to go through. And at the end, left with very little and very little explanation. As a matter of fact, I got no explanation. None whatsoever, not even an apology. Yes, I was one of those that was waiting around for an apology. That somehow what this person had done, they were going to wake up to it one day, and they were going to see the error of their ways, and that they were going to apologize to me. And of course, as we all know, that never happened, and it never will happen. It's a completely open-ended problem that will only close when you say it closes. Okay? Same thing with our societal narcissism. A little bit back to that, is that these fuckers that are running the show, yeah, you heard me right. These fuckers that are running the show, they have no intention of changing any of their behavior because it's working. Okay, because all of us are sitting on our hands because we don't know what to do. And I'm just gonna have to give you a disclaimer here. I really don't know what to do. I don't know what the answers are to shutting these people down and extracting them from our societies. I just don't know how to do it. But I do know that I can point you in the direction that, God, man, I'm going to point you in the direction. I am not going to put a name to this. And those of you that actually do know, I would appreciate in your comments if you are strategic, if you're going to say anything at all. Okay? But these people, they really do. They run our media. They run our banking systems. There's an inordinate amount of them in our governments. And these selfish, psychopathic motherfuckers are having an effect on the general population. And it's driving us down deeper and deeper and further until somebody or enough of us wake up to make the change. Now, you go figure out if it's the elite, the Illuminati, etc., etc. I'm not going to say. Draw your own conclusions. Please be respectful of my channel in the comment section. Do your own research. But I'm telling you right now, things are getting bad. Okay? Information is traveling so fast, it's such a lightning speed that you can have a meme that means one thing one week and a meme that was the same one means something else the next week. The meme wars are still happening, and we're watching this unfold in front of us while we could be living more productive lives. And all the while, the snakes that we call narcissists are benefiting from the pain that they are causing. Make no mistake about it, whether it's your personal life or whether it's the macrocosm of someone running countries. And no, I'm not bashing Trump here, so don't even start with that. If it's that they're cut from the same cloth, that we are different from these beings. The selfishness and self-centeredness of a narcissist has no bounds until they have destroyed everything around them and themselves alone. There is an end to this. There is an end, whether it's in our lifetime, I don't know. I have no idea. Whether it's lifetimes, yes, I did say lifetimes. I have also no idea how long this is going to take, but there is an end to this kind of behavior. This realm that we're in, the material that is, it's so easy to to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is so easy to deceive and to be a deceptive kind of person. And then at the end of the day, how much shit can you own? You know, how many people can you destroy? What do you have left at the end of that? You're not going on anywhere else after that, except some maybe really bad places for a very long time. The narcissism epidemic is in full swing. And I know that people have to have a proclivity to be a narcissist and to behave in selfish and irrational ways. And that's part of the human condition, but it is being encouraged by those that are, and I hate to even keep saying this, those who are in charge or those who are influencing our lives. So, you know, we've got it flanked on both sides. On one side, you have your personal narcissist that everyone has, half a dozen or more of those around. I know I do, not anymore. And you have the people on the above you as well that are calling the shots, that are making things miserable for everyone. Okay, and it's such a creeping death. It's such a creeping death. It only takes a little bit of introspection to understand that this takes a really long time. You don't even have to really consider it very long to see that this is a slow and long game for them. They're very patient. That is their MO. That's just what they do. They move the goalposts around. They arrange things to suit themselves. They are not in it for anyone else but themselves, and double happiness at your destruction. I don't know what we're going to do about it. December 10th, we'll see how many YouTube channels get thrown into the book burning, and we'll see who's left. They're not going to win. They're not going to win in the end, but it's going to take some of us waking up to, or more of us waking up to, and maybe some waking up to the specifics. These people have names and addresses, people. These folks, they have faces. They're real. This isn't by accident. I hate to put it that way. It sounds like a doomsday. This is not, maybe it is a doomsday talk today. If I could impress one thing on the folks listening, is that you're cut from such a different cloth from the others that there's no way that you can fail if you follow what we've been doing here. One, exposing the narcissist, cutting ties with them, which cuts that link to them, chatting about it, considering it, and not playing the game. Is that what we're going to have to do with our own societies? Is just not play the game? That's a hard one. I don't know. That's the whole thing. I know that I differ from many of the folks on here about fighting back. If we just don't play the game, if I just don't make any more videos or audio videos for you, then no one hears anything. So I stopped playing the game. Did we win? Not exactly. Extracting these demons out of our lives personally and extracting these demons out of our societies is something that's going to have to be done, and it can't be simply by no contact. It's not going to be that way. Not in the big picture, guys. Not in the big picture. There's no way. I've always said that I wanted to keep this channel in the narcissist personal realm, not to get too esoteric, not to get too much into politics, for fear that they'll shut it down. I've already touched on some things, and those of you that are in the know will know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to repeat, please be respectful in the comment section if you say anything at all. But the time it's come that you can't You can't ignore these things. This is what's going on. This is how we got here. This is how we got here. People have the proclivity to make mistakes. People can make very drastic mistakes. Even, let's say, maybe a good... I'm going to actually give the narc a slight pass on this for just a second. We're going to compare narcissism to drug addiction, okay? Let's do that for a minute. What if you're a good fellow, mostly smart, maybe try heroin once. You made a mistake, and now that's kind of what you are for the rest of your life, right? I know some people do recover out of that. I'm not talking about whether a narcissist can recover or not. Same thing. Maybe I'll just lie a little bit. Maybe I'll just stab my husband in the back a little bit. You know, I'll get some sympathy, you know, gaslighting, because it gives me kind of a twinge of relief. Maybe it's kind of fun, you know. Maybe I'll just do a little bit. And then it's a slippery slope and they're gone, right? Maybe. That might be giving them too much leeway, if you know what I mean. The narcissists are at the top. I'm not really pro-Trump, but I'm not anti-Trump either. I am going to go and put this in. I think that guy sees this as well. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. There's a point where we are unable to differentiate between the two. And again, whether you are pro or con, I don't really care. Again, that's not really the nature of the video, but these people are at the top. I'm afraid that it's going to get worse before it gets better. And in the meantime, all we can do is educate ourselves and stay as no contact as we can with the ones that are around us. There has to be a way, folks. There has to be a way. If you refuse to play the game, you win. Not really. That's not how it works. There's a few folks on here that comment, and I absolutely love the comments. They're not putting up with that shit either. And I want to tell you right now, I am one that a narcissist absolutely does not want to fuck with. End of story. You don't want to do it. Because I will come back out and I will come swinging. I will use my last breath to win against a narcissist. I will get back what's mine, and when I am done, I will leave you with your own devices. Isn't going to happen here. What are we going to do? What are we going to do with the rest of this? It's time to wake up, folks. This channel is going to take a different direction from here on out. You understand? It's not going to be the same thing. We can only rehash, our personal narcissist so many times before we have to see the cause. What's the cause and condition? When I started talking about societal narcissism, there was a couple of commenters that didn't like that I was getting off the subject. Those are the protectors. They're absolutely wanting to protect the people that are currently influencing our lives. Flying monkeys, that's what that is. What, you don't want to talk about the cause and condition of why everyone's acting like a fucking asshole? Really? Let's just all go no contact, right? Like you can just do that? And some can. Okay? If you have no ties with them, beat it, get out, go. I've mentioned that. And if we could, where would we go? We have nowhere to run. It's time to turn. It's time to fight. And it's time to take back what they have so callously stolen and corrupted for us. Yeah, this is absolutely a rant. Absolutely. And it's been a long time coming too. Again, I demonetized the channel on purpose. Maybe I'll go under the radar. They know what I'm talking about in this video. I'll deny it till the end though. All right, folks. Do with that what you will. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.